pay the tax as per the estimated income. We need to pay the estimated tax. Okay, in advance. Government requires the tax by the assessee in advance. Assume that you have total income of 25 lakhs. If your total income is 25 lakhs, you need to calculate if your total income is 25 lakhs, you need to calculate the tax first, then you will have to pay the tax in advance in installment. Give me a second. Give me a second. I will be back 5 minutes. Okay. Tomorrow being the last date of the tax audit, few calls I might receive. Okay. And interruption may be there here and there. Okay. See, if the total income is 25 lakhs, first you need to calculate the tax. How much could be the tax for 25 lakhs if you are an individual below age 60?
5,62,500.
5 lakh?
62,500.
How?
For the first 2.5 lakh, nothing.
Okay.
Then 12,500 for next
Okay.
to 5. Then 1 lakh and 4 lakh 50.
12,500, 1 lakh, 4 lakh 50,000. Okay. Total comes to 5,62,500. Okay. This you have to pay the government. Okay. June 15th, September 15th, December 15th, March 15th. You will have to pay in 4 installments this total tax. In the first installment, you will have to pay 15%. In the second installment, you have to pay 45%. Third installment, you will have to pay 75%. Fourth installment, you will have to pay 100%. 15% of this one is this into 15%. 45% means this into 45% minus you already paid no this one. This one into 45% minus this. You will have to pay 168,750 in the second installment. Like that, same thing applies to this one also into this minus this for 100%. This one total tax, okay, multiplied by 100% minus this one. If you total it, how come I am getting one second. 75% of this much is how much? 421,875. Okay, see, very simple. See, please mute that side. See, you have to pay the total tax in 4 installments. The installment being first installment is on 15th June. You will have to pay 15% of this one. 15% of 15% of 5,62,000. How much it comes? This multiplied by this amount. You will have to pay 84,375. Okay. Next installment you will have to pay 45%. 45% is nothing but if you deduct this 15%, it will be 30%, right?
Yes, sir.
This multiplied by 30%. 168,750. Next, 75% means 75% minus 45%. You are already paid 45%. If you calculate this one, it will be 253 for 125. If you total it, 253, 125, 45% this much. Again, like that, if you calculate 75%, you should have paid 421,875. Out of that, you will have to minus all this. 168,750 you will have to pay. Okay. Balance, which is nothing but this much only. It is nothing but this one minus this. 140,625. If you total it, 562,500, 562,500. That means on 1st June, on 15th June, you will have to pay 15% of total tax. On 15th September, 45% of total tax you should have paid. Total. Okay, I already paid 84,000. Only the balance needs to be paid on second installment. Like that. Third, on the 15th December, your total tax should be 75%. How 75%? This multiplied by 75% comes to this much. I have already paid 253, 125. The balance I need to pay in this installment. The fourth installment should be 100%. That is on 15th March. See, all are 15th. Date June, September, December, March. Quarter. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Like that, 15th. Date is 15th. Common for all. Okay, 100% you should have paid. I already paid 4,21,875 till here. Only the balance I need to pay in March 15th. Your total tax will be 562,500. Whatever you have calculated, it will be there. Okay, this is basic calculation. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, the provision will say, provisions will say, the advance tax is payable by any assessee whose advance tax liability is 10,000 or more. Then only you will have to pay advance tax. What is the provision says?
The
Any
advance
assessee
tax is more than 10,000. 10,000
more
or
than 10,000 or more, then only the advance tax is payable.
okay.
What is advance tax? The estimated tax liability of the year in which we are estimating the income. On that estimated income, we are estimating the tax. Of that estimated tax, we will have to pay the advance tax in 4 installments, provided if the advance tax liability is 10,000 or more. If it is 10,000 also, you will have to pay advance tax 10,000 or more, they are saying. Okay. This is the first provision. Second provision will say any person whose age is 60%, 60 years or more, and he doesn't have any income under the head PGBP, then he need not have to pay advance tax. What he says?
Any person whose age is 60 years or more,
Not having income chargeable to under profits and gains of business and age of 60 years or more need not to pay advance tax and are allowed to discharge the tax liability other than TDS by payment of self-assessment tax.
so what
Okay.
is, I mean, self-assessment, how it can be? I mean, if he is not having any kind of business income, then and
So you
he
will
is
be having you are having 5 heads of income. Business income is 1 head. The other 4 heads are there, no?
yes, sir. Oh, okay, okay,
Um,
got it, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
See, I told advance tax liability payable 10,000 or more.
Sir, that advance tax is what in the example is 52 5 lakh 62
Yes,
500, right?
that is advance tax. See, whatever you are going to pay the tax during the previous year or advance tax.
Okay, sir.
Whatever you are going to pay in the assessment year, that is self-assessment tax. You got the difference. Advance tax is the tax paid during the previous year itself is the advance tax. Tax paid during the assessment year is called as self-assessment tax.
Okay, but self-assessment tax they have not come yet, right?
Self-assessment tax, there is no computation. When you file the return, before that you will have to pay the full tax.
Okay, sir.
Whatever you have paid during the previous year is advance tax. 1st April to 31st March of each year, whatever the tax you pay, including TDS and everything, is called as advance tax. Anything which you pay after 31st March of the previous year, that is self-assessment tax. In the assessment year, whatever you pay is self-assessment tax. Okay. See, due dates. I told now 4 due dates. 15th June, 15th September, 15th December, 15th March. 15% of advance tax. 15% of advance tax means 5,62,500 in our case. Of that 15%. 45% of the advance tax as reduced by the amount paid in earlier installment. As reduced by the amount paid means in this 15% you have paid now, minus that one, the cumulative should be 45%. In simple way. During on September 15th, the cumulative tax, advance tax should be 75% of your advance tax. On 15th March, whatever the advance tax you have estimated, you should have paid 100%. Okay. Now the question comes, Sir, after 15th March, that means from 16th March to 31st March, if I have some other income which I couldn't estimated, predicted that I will get those incomes, do I need to pay tax for those income? Yes. Whatever the tax you pay after 15th March, but before 31st March, is also called as advance tax. Instances: capital gains. Assume that you have some house property, you will sell that house property. Earlier you were not estimate, you did not estimate that you are going to sell, but because of some reason you sold it on 28th March for some consideration and you got the capital gain. You will have to pay the capital gain tax before 31st March. And second instance, you have taken one lottery or you went to race course, you put a bet on some horse for 10,000 rupees, you got 10 crores winning amount. You will have to pay advance tax 30% of that. 10 crores, 3 crores you will have to pay advance tax before 31st March. Sir, what happens if I pay after 31st March? The next chapter is that one only, interest under section 234 ABC will come. Okay, remember this table. I need this table for that chapter as well. For which chapter? 234 ABC interest I don't know. For that chapter I need this table. Remember the due dates. Remember the percentage. June 15, September 15, December 15, March 15. 15%, 45%, 75%, 100%. Okay. This is all about advance tax. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. 234 ABC. Just stop me if you see the interest under section 234 ABC. Self-assessment tax, returns, due date of filing return of income. It's not given. Fees and interest. Okay. Mark, these things are important. 234A, 234B, 234C. 3 sections are for interest, and there is one more section for the late fee, 234F. Okay. This interest for default. Default means what? Default in furnishing return of income. Default means what?
Not paying fine, not fee.
Failing to
Not
pay the
filed.
tax.
Not filed the return. Okay. The due dates will be 31st July for the assessees who is not liable for tax audit is 31st July. The return filing due date. Example, the salary people should file the return, income tax return on or before 31st July of assessment year. Okay. The persons who are liable for tax audit are required to file the return of income on or before 31st October. And companies, partnership firms, whose accounts are required to be audited are required to file before on or before 31st October. There is one more due date will be there, 30th November, for those assessees whose accounts are required to be whose accounts are under the transfer pricing provisions, covered under transfer pricing provisions. They are required to file their return of income on or before 30th November. Three due dates. What are three due dates for filing of return of income? 31st July, 31st October, 30th November. If you do not file the return on these specified dates, then for each month delay or part of the month, if you delay in filing, you will be charged 1% interest for every month or part thereof until you pay the until you file the return. Assume that your due date is filing the return of income due date is 31st July. You did not file. You filed it on 2nd December. Assume 2nd December. July was the due date, but you filed on 2nd December. Leave July end. July is over. August, calculate from August. August, September, October, November, December. 5 months into 1% into whatever the tax payable is there, no, that amount. Tax payable amount into 1% into 5. That means 5% of your tax. You will have to pay the interest. Understood?
Can you just repeat again, please?
If you do not file the return on the specified due dates, for each month delay, for every month or part of the month, you will have to pay interest at 1% per annum on tax payable. Okay? That is 234A. Next, 234B. 234B. Default for payment in payment, default interest for default in payment of advance tax. Default in payment means what? You should have paid the advance tax, but you did not pay the advance tax. Assume that in our case, the advance tax liability is 5,62,500. You should have paid minimum 90% of this. You should have paid 5,06,250 during the previous year, but you did not pay. Okay. In the first instance, you did not pay any advance tax. First case. Second case, you have paid 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs. You should have paid 5,06,250, but you have paid 4 lakhs. These two scenarios. First case, you did not pay advance tax at all. I mean to say, no advance tax has been paid. Then 1% of the tax payable from the date of previous year till the day you pay the tax. What is that? See, I will read out because you will not understand the way it is. It's under. It is as per 234A. It is little different, where the assessee liable to pay advance tax has not remitted the same, or when the advance tax paid is less than 90% of the assessed tax. 90% of the assessed tax. Okay, here I said advance tax. Assume that you have filed the return. You have filed the return. After the return, the assessing officer takes your return and verifies that and compute the tax. According to him, whatever you have computed is correct. Then he says, Then he says how much you have paid the advance tax. If you have paid the advance tax less than 90%, this is the advance tax. And also the assessed tax. Assessed tax means whatever the assessing officer has assessed your tax. See, whatever you are assessing is self-assessment tax. Whatever the assessing officer assesses is assessed tax. Both could be different. Okay. Will you assess correctly, or assessing officer will assess correctly your tax?
Officer.
Both are wrong. Why? Because you will try to save the tax. The assessing officer will increase your tax liability to generate the income to the government. Okay. Then all these litigations will start. Assessee will go to court. They will go for an appeal against the order of the assessing officer. Like that, everything will start. Okay. This is your self-assessed tax. Whatever you have assessed, assume that the assessing officer agrees. That is also assessed tax. Both are same. If your assessed tax is 90% less, whatever the advance tax you have paid is less than 90% of your assessed tax, then you will have to pay the interest. What is the interest amount? Interest at 1% for every month or part of the month. Here, remember the date. From first day of April. First day of the April means assessment year first. First day of the April is the assessment year. First day of the assessment year to the date of determination of total income under section 143(1). That means from April 1st to when the assessing officer assess your income, till that date you will have to pay the income tax interest under section 234B. Understood? In the first case, from the next day of the due date of filing of return of income will start and ends where you file the date when you file the return. Till that date, the interest will get calculated. In the second case, 234B, it starts from 1st April of the assessment year and ends when the tax has been assessed by the assessing officer. Okay, till that date, the interest will run 1% or part of the month. 1% for the month or part of the month. It will get calculated. Okay, these two are okay. Next comes 234C, deferment in the payment of advance tax. What is that? Deferment. Deferment means you should have paid some percentages of advance tax. You have not paid. Deferment means postponed, deferred, postponed. In that case, you will have to pay the tax, interest. Okay, I told you, no, please remember that slab. Which slab I was referring to? This slab. I was referring to this slab, no? You will have to calculate the interest. Okay. See. Interest under section 234C. Interest under section 234C. Okay, assume for our understanding, my advance tax liability is 5,62,500 only. Okay, this is due date. This is advance tax rate. advance tax due, advance tax
Paid.
paid, difference, interest. Okay. See, this much you should have paid advance tax 84,375 in the first installment, but you have paid 54,375 only. Okay, what is the difference? You minus paid 30,000. Like that, you have paid 1,60,000 here. What is the difference? 8,750. You have paid 1,72,000 here. What is the difference? There is no difference at all. Okay. Here you should have paid 1,40,000, but you have paid 1,32,000. What is the difference? 8,625. When there is no default, then you need not have to pay any interest. Only when there is a default, that means deferment, then only you need to pay interest. Okay. The interest will start from 1st April to 15th June. How many months? 1st
2.5.
April of no. When you exceed
3.
2 months, less than 3 months. That is 3 months. 1% into 3 into this difference amount. What is the interest amount?
900.
900. Okay. Here, for the second one, is there any difference? There is a difference of 8,750. From 15th June to 15th September, how many months?
3
3 months. 1%
each
for
month.
per month, 1%. Therefore, 3 months is the delay. 3 into whatever the difference amount, you have to multiply to that.
Yes.
Here, no interest because you have paid excess. Is there any
Yes.
delay?
Yes.
You should have paid 1,40,000 15th March, but you have paid only 1,32 on 15th March. How many months delay? 1 month.
1 month.
15th March means 30th March, 16th March to 31st March. 1 month, which is nothing but 1%
Into
into 1 into difference amount. Total 1,250 rupees you will have to pay interest under section 234C.
Sir, interest part, can you explain once again, sir?
See, whatever the difference is there, that means you should have paid this much. Whatever you have paid, if you have paid less than the due amount, on that difference, first installment, 15th June installment, 1% into 3 months, always, into difference amount. Second month also, 1% into 3 months, into difference amount. Third one is also 1% into 3 months, into difference amount. For the fourth month, 1% into 1 month.
Sir, how it's 3 months in the initial? It's
April, May, June.
It's a quarterly calculation.
April, May, June. 1st April.
Okay.
Okay, like that. For these 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 1 month. Sorry. Number of months here, for calculation of this one, 3 months you should take, 3 months you should take, 3 months you should take, 1 month you should take. Okay. Let me explain. There is one more provision attached to this. I will explain to that also. Once I explain, I will come back to this so that you will understand. Okay. See, interest for deferment of advance tax 234C. If the assessee who is liable to pay advance tax under section 208 has failed to pay such advance tax or has underestimated means difference. Okay, that means you should have paid this much, but you have paid less. That difference, underestimated means less than the due amount. Okay, the installments of advance tax, he has to pay interest as follows. If the advance tax paid on or before 15th June is less than 15% of tax due on the total income, 15th June, 15% you should have paid, but you have paid less here in this case. The difference is 30,000. On that, 1% per month for a period of 3 months. Understood?
Yes, sir.
On the amount of shortfall from 15%, 45% and 75%. These 3 months they are telling. Okay. Next, if the advance tax paid on or before 15th March is less than 100%. On or before 15th means this one. Less than 100%. On that difference, you will have to pay 1% per month. Only they are told 1% per month means 1 into 1%.
Sir, but still, isn't it 3 months, January, February, March?
No. For the last installment, you should have paid 100%. You did not pay on the 15th March 100%.
Okay.
Only the balance days they will calculate. Okay. This is usual calculation. There is a provision attached to this. Okay. What is that? In these first two cases. Whatever the amount due, that means 15%. If an assessee has paid 45%, 12% and 36%. Let me explain so that you will understand. One second, I am seeing that. I don't know why they haven't given. Something is missing in this. Okay, 1 second. Ninth one. Give me a second. Okay, this section we are talking about. Okay,
Yes, sir.
see, period they have given. Okay, see, this is what I was referring. I don't know why they have not given there. See, however, are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see this note. I think I have written this one also, no? 12%, 36%.
No,
I
sir.
was referring to this note. Okay. However, if the advance tax paid by the assessee on the current income on or before 15th June or 15th September is not less than, that means minimum, if you have paid 12% or 36% on these due dates of the tax due on the returned income respectively, then the assessee shall not be liable to pay any interest, shall not be liable to pay any interest on the amount of the shortfall on those dates. If there is any, let me explain. You have paid this much, no? You have to see how much is the percentage. Okay. How to calculate the percentage? This amount divided by this amount into 100. You need to calculate the percentage. If this percentage, whatever you are calculating the percentage, comes below 12%, then whatever you have calculated is correct. More than 12%, then no need to calculate interest. I will show you. Wait. Sorry. Not on this. How much percentage is coming?
10%.
9.6. Okay. Just I will tweet. Just I will see this question. This is 9.6 is coming. Okay. Let me alter this one. Instead of 54,000, I will do 78,000. I'll just do 78,375. Okay. We have to see how much percentage it is coming. 78,000 divided by this much. What is the percentage it is coming?
13.9.
13.93. Is it more than 12%?
It's more than 12%.
then you need not have to calculate this interest for the first one.
Okay.
Okay, though there is a difference, I mean to say there is a shortfall, but provision says if you have paid 12% minimum, then you need not have to pay interest. Okay, only on these two,
Okay, sir.
only on these two dates. Here, second one, we need to calculate the percentage. How to calculate the percentage? First, you need to add these two, whatever the amount you have paid. On this amount, you need to calculate the percentage. What is the percentage? This amount divided by this. How much you are getting?
42.38.
42% you are getting. That means you need not have to pay interest on this also. Then on which one you will have to pay interest? Only
the
on the
last
last
one.
installment. Understood?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why they haven't given in your note. Have you guys seen anywhere 12% and 36%?
No, sir.
Have you guys seen anywhere?
No, sir. In 234 we haven't, sir.
No, in this section only this logic is applicable. This provision, I mean to say.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
If you go this one by reading this material and in the exam, if the question happens to come at 14% and your what do you call, your mind says it is not 15%, then you will end up calculating the interest and come tick the answer and come. That is not correct. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why I told to download CA material?
Because clarity.
So much clarity.
Exactly, sir.
So much clarity. Okay. See, I am not praising that CA material because I am CA. I am not CS. You guys can witnessing all these things.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please refer the correct books. It is not CA also. You can refer the outside material also, anything, but it should be correct.
Sure, sir.
Otherwise, you will lose the marks. You will lose the marks. Okay. This is all about 234 ABC. Next, last section comes 234F. That is fees. What it says, fees for delay in furnishing return of income. That means if you do not file the return of income within the due date, which is the due dates 31st July, 31st October, 30th November, 3 due dates are there. If you do not file the returns on those respective due dates for the respective assessees by the respective assessees, then if you file the return after those due date, but before 31st December, you have not filed on the due dates, but you have filed before 31st December, you will have to pay 10,000 rupees as fee under section 234F.
Along with interest.
Yes, that is different.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have failed to file the return on the due dates, but you have filed 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 on or before 30th December, you will have to pay interest late fee at 10,000. Okay. Second one. Sorry, I went to second one first. Sorry, first one. See, a fee of rupees 5,000 shall be levied if the return of income is filed after the due date of return, that is 31st July, 31st October, 30th November, after the due date, but on or before 31st December, that is, if you have filed the return on or before 31st December, the late fee will be 5,000. If you have filed the return after 31st December, but before the end of the assessment year, before the end of the assessment year means 31st March. From 1st January to March, if you have filed the return, then you will have to pay 10,000. Okay. These two are for the person who is having their total income more than 5 lakhs. In cases where the total income does not exceed 5 lakhs, what is the tax liability if the total income does not exceed 5 lakhs? In case of individuals, 4,90,000. What is the tax liability?
12,500.
Ooh,
25,000.
what is the tax liability if the total income is 4,90,000 in case of an individual? Total income is Vani 4,90,000. What is the tax liability Vani has to pay?
So 62,500, sir, for the previous one.
Ooh, Shanka, ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. You guys have forgotten all. Chetna?
No tax, sir. 12,000
Tax.
will come. 12,500 or 12,000 is rebate.
Under section 87A, rebate. Zero tax liability. You guys have forgotten all these things, right? Huh? Remember, that's the reason why I specifically ask these things. Okay. If your total income does not exceed 5 lakhs, the tax liability anyhow will be nil, zero. But if you file the return after the due date, you will have to pay 1,000 rupees as late fee. Though the tax is zero, if you do not file the return on the due date, on or before the due date, you will have to pay 1,000 rupees late fee. Understood? Understood, yes or no? There are 3 slabs. You have not filed the return on the due date, but you have filed on or before 31st December, 5,000 rupees. Sir, why should I file return only before, on or before 31st December? I will not file. What will you do? I will not do anything. Pay 10,000 if you have filed after 31st December. That means from 1st January to 31st March. If you file the return on those 3 months, any day those 3 months, you will have to pay 10,000 rupees late fee. Sir, my income is only 4,50,000. My tax liability is coming zero. Should I need to pay late fee? Yes. If you delay in the filing after the due date. After the due date means only in case of individual it applies. Why? The rebate under section 87A is for individuals. Okay. Then you will have to pay late fee of 1,000. Okay. My another question. two questions I will ask. Tell me what is the late fee payable? Mr. Who is that? Tom. Okay. Non-resident. Total income. 4,50,000. Date of filing of return 30th March. And Mr. Modi, non-resident, total income 5,10,000. Filing the return on 31st March. What is the late fee under section 234F in these two cases?
$1,000.
Why 1,000?
I paid after it's below 4 lakh, 5 lakh.
Below 5 lakh. Okay. If Modi becomes resident and his tax liability is 4,90,000, then the late fee
1,000.
1,000. Okay. Can you guys calculate me 234A? 234A interest. The due date for filing the return of income, due date. This is date of filing. Okay. Date of filing, this one. Due date. He should have paid, he should have filed 31st July in these two cases. What is the 234A interest for these two cases?
$1,080 for the Modi.
For Modi, 1,080.
80.
Why?
Tax is 12,000.
How?
So
Tax will be zero, no, sir?
Tax is zero. For Modi, 234A will not come. Why? Tax itself is zero. For now, this one, Tom?
even that person non-resident, it will first clause will apply. So no tax.
E87A is only for residents.
Then what is the tax liability? Who said? Is that Chetna?
Yes, sir.
87A will be applicable only to resident individuals. For non-resident, you will have to pay tax on 2 lakhs at 5%. 10,000 is the tax. 1% per month from August to March. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 3 months. 9 months into 1%. 9% on 10,000. How much? 9% on 10,000. How much?
900.
900. Total tax plus interest it comes to how much? 10,900. Okay. For base tax. I'm not calculating surcharge and all. Base tax 10,900. What is 234F for both?
1,000.
1,000. Okay. If he has filed the return on 30th September, then how much? What is the late fee for this one?
200.
Tom, what is the late fee? If he has late fee, 234F. Late fee means 234F. Interest means 234 ABC.
Late fee is 1,000 only, sir.
1,000 only. Why 1,000 only? Not exceeding total income has not exceeded 5 lakhs. If total income is 5,50,000, what is the late fee under 234F?
5,000.
5,000. See, you guys remember those three lines. 5,000 up to 31st December. After 31st December, 10,000. If the total income does not exceed 5 lakhs, 1,000. You guys need to remember. See, I can understand huge syllabus. That too, only we are in income tax. When I go to GST, in the middle of the GST, if I ask all these things, you should be in a position to recall. Okay, that requires some reading. It won't come easily. See, these are all very basics. You can easily recall. Just think of salary, business, capital gains, set off and carry forward. Those things you need to remember. Okay, understood?
Sir, one doubt.
Yeah.
Mr. Tom, when total income was 4,90,000,
Huh.
what is his tax, sir?
On 2,90,000, 2,40,000, you will have to pay 5% because Tom is non-resident. For him, the first slab only applicable.
Okay.
For him, rebate under section 87A is not applicable.
Okay.
I think I make you guys to note also, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. In 234C, please remember these two, 12% and 36%. Okay. If you pay minimum this much, then no interest on these. Okay. This is all about 234 A, B, C and F. I think we have completed the tax assessment, appeals and revision. These are all purely theory. You guys have to study. See here, you guys need to study in this appeal. Okay. Date, what is the what do you call time limit. You guys need to understand the time limit here. Okay, in this best judgment assessment, section 144, you need to understand the time limit, only time limit. Income escaping assessment, section 147, 148, need to understand the time limits. In appeals, within which days, within how many days you can go for appeal. See, there are 4 stages of appeal. Okay, how many stages? 4 stages of appeal. What are those 4 stages? Listen carefully. You file the return of income. The assessing officer will assess your income. Based on his assessment, he will determine the tax. Once the tax is determined, he will pass on demand order or refund order. Who will pass? Assessing officer will pass. Once the order is passed, and when you receive those order, if you have agreed by the order, that means you were expecting 10 crores of refund. He said that he will give only 1 crore of refund. That means you have paid excess tax earlier. You should have got all the taxes paid back. That is called as refund. You were expecting 10 crores of refund. He made it as only 1 crore. That is first case. Second case, you self-assess the tax of 2 crores. You have to pay 2 crores and you have paid 2 crores. But after his assessment, the tax liability came to 25 crores. That means 23 crores extra you will have to pay. You get aggrieved by the order. Then what are the ways available to you? First way, it should always you go to the commissioner appeals. You can appeal against the order of the assessing officer. Okay, that is the first. The commissioner will pass again the order. Even if you get agreed by that commissioner order, you can go to ITAT, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. What is that? ITAT, Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. Okay. Even you get aggrieved by that order, then you can go to High Court. When the High Court passes the order, that order also you are not satisfied, you can go to Supreme Court. That is the 4 stages of appeal. You need to understand what are the time limit within which you need to apply to the appeals. To commissioner appeal, how many days, within how many days of the order you need to apply. To the ITAT, how many days of commissioner orders you can apply for the ITAT. Of the ITAT order, within how many days you can apply for the High Court. Of the High Court order, how many days you can apply for the Supreme Court. You need to understand those time limits. That is purely theory. Okay, there is no calculation part, nothing. Theory you need to understand. Revision. Revision under section 263, 264. There are 2 sections. Okay, 263 is commissioner will do the suo motu. Under section 264, the assessee has to apply for the revision. If it is any error or mistake apparent on the record, only those mistakes or error can be rectified. Okay, these are all theory. That's why I'm not going to touch all these things because it has got so many things. I cannot explain each thing. Instead, I can solve it some problems on GST. Okay. I'm just giving the heads up. Okay. The last one, ground and quantum of penalties imposed, 272 penalty. In section 272, there are so many penalty sections are there. Please go through one by one. At least 5 to 6 penalty sections you need to understand. Say, I told you now, appeal to commissioner. This is appeal to appellate tribunal, ITAT, appeal to high court, appeal to Supreme Court. You need to understand the time limit. Time limit means within how many days you can apply to the High Court, Supreme Court, Tribunal or Commissioner. Okay. I think we have done with. I will go to first. See here from this. Section 10, it is also theory. There is no such computation part in the section 10. Okay. Heads of income, I completed. Salary, house property, PGBP, capital gain, income from other sources. 5 heads. Clubbing, I did not do because it's easy. If you guys read, you can understand. Set off and carry forward, I did because it is little complicated one. Okay. Deductions, I completed. Computation of total income under that, AMT, I completed. And is there any MAT? There is no MAT, but MAT also.
MAT is there next
Yeah,
chapter.
it is there in the next one. Okay. Tax incidents on the companies, MAT, we have completed. Okay. This one I will tell you, equalization levy. Maybe sometimes they may ask only the percentage. Okay. Equalization levy means what? If you advertise in any non-residents portal database or in the online, this one advertising, you need to deduct tax before paying the amount to him. If the amount of payment exceeds 1 lakh, you will have to deduct equalization levy at 6%. What is the percentage? 6%. Please tell me the page number. We will see the provisions once so that you can understand. Equalization levy, chapter 8.
$481, sir. 481, sir.
481. Okay. This one, I think they have increased the amount percentage. Okay. The rapid growth of information and communication technology has resulted in substantial expansion. Those things, digital goods or services. If you advertise in any non-resident portal at approximately 10%, not they are increased. Just I will tell you. the organization. See, an equalization levy of 6% on the amount of consideration. 6%. Okay. You need to remember that 6 percentage. I think have they given the threshold limit 1 lakh should be there. If you guys see 1 lakh amount, please.
There's a threshold. In the next table, it is there, sir. 482 page table is there.
Threshold. Okay. If equalization levy is deductible if the aggregate amount of consideration for a specified service in the previous year exceeds 1 lakh. That means whatever the service he is giving to you, for which you are going to make the payment, if that payment exceeds 1 lakh, then only you will have to deduct equalization levy. What is that equalization levy means? On the non-resident portal or on the database or on the online portals, you advertise your product like company secretary. I am company secretary. I will provide all kind of services relating to company at nominal rate. If you advertise that one, for that he charges some fees. If that fees exceeds 1 lakh, while paying that amount, you will have to deduct 6% of the whatever the amount you are going to pay to him, deduct as equalization levy. It is nothing but advertising in their portal. Okay, understand this one. Only keep it in mind. 1 lakh amount threshold. If it exceeds 1 lakh, you will have to pay 6%. I don't know what are all they have included in your syllabus. Huge syllabus. And guys, please pick questions which comes repeatedly from the specific chapters. Cover those chapters first, then go to other chapters. See, it is highly impossible to remember each and everything. It is not possible. Take at least 5 to 6 questions you will leave. 44 questions you will attend correctly. Out of that 44, at least you should attend 40 correctly. Okay. Done. That means, as I expected, this month we have completed income tax part. From tomorrow, I will take up GST. We will start afresh GST. In this GST also, I will not do this part, customs. Most of them are theory, because I don't think GST I can cover within 2 months, because huge syllabus, this one also. See, it looks only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chapters only, no? See here, in this chapter, how many chapters are there? Registration 1, tax invoice 2, debit and credit note 3, accounts and record 4, e-way bill 5, return 6, payment of tax 7, refund 8, audit 9, 9 chapters. Okay. 9. In this, time of supply is 1, value of supply is another 1, place of supply is another 1, 3 chapters. In this, exemption is the one biggest one, composition scheme second one, reverse charge third one, composite supply fourth one, and the other basics. In each chapter they have included minimum 5 to 6 chapters. That means if you take it separately. Almost 15 to 18 chapters are there in GST. Minimum. Minimum, I am telling. Out of that, exemption they have given very less in your syllabus. I don't know why. The value of supply is the little bigger one, and place of supply is the bigger one. Input tax credit is the most critical and crucial chapter in your GST. Okay. Today we end the class now. Please list out the questions from question paper, from which chapters the maximum questions have come. According to that, you make it ABC analysis, prioritize your studies for the income tax. By this month end, you finish entire income tax. Next month, you take up GST so that you will cover this month means October month. Next month, November month, you complete the GST part, entire 1 month. Then in December, revise both depending on your ABC analysis as well. Okay. Any doubt in advanced tax? Interest? No? Who is this? Nikita, she has just joined. We are about to leave.
So will you be able to share that Excel sheet in the group?
Which Excel sheet? This one?
Yeah, because the one that we have is
Whatever it is there, I will share as it is.
sure, sure.
See, there may be some mistakes in while doing. I would have typed differently. I wouldn't have saved that one, or I mean to say the earlier part I would have not saved. The later part I would have saved while explaining the different things. Okay, whatever I have completed, I will just put that one. The remaining things I will delete.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so
Sure,
that
sure.
you should not get confused.
No worries.
Okay, thank you so much. I will share.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello? I Okay, I just wanted to understand. It's all scattered up. I know I've asked you in the past also about the chapters completed because it's all scattered up. I'm completely confused in terms of which is completed, which is not. So could you please help me out if you don't mind in terms of which are the points that is completed, which are the chapters he hasn't touched, so which we have to do if possible. Sorry for the last moment again trouble, but I asked you, but you sent me the section numbers and all, but I'm totally, confused kind of thing.